Would you like to learn how to be positive when you're working in a negative workplace? You've come to the right place because in today's video, I'm going to show you how to feel positive and happy even when you're surrounded by negative people and you work in a negative workplace. Watch this video to the end to learn the 5 secrets to feeling happy when surrounded by negativity. Hi, I'm Jo Randolph and I'm a branding consultant based in London, and I'll help you become an expert and leader in the field you care about most. On this channel, I show you how to become a leader within your organization and also become an expert in your field so you can get highly paid to do meaningful work, make an impact, and do what you love, and have a career that supports the life you want. If you want to learn how to do this, come and join me and subscribe. Anyways, let's get right into this. The fact that you're watching this video tells me that you have been going through a challenging time at work. Maybe there is someone or multiple people that have been negative about things. They always say something's not gonna work. They're always pointing out flaws. They're always saying what's wrong. They're always complaining. They're like the champion of being Mr. or Mrs. Negative. But the challenge is that you don't really know how to deal with it. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to deal with negative people. So basically, typically when someone is negative, like really negative, they're always complaining, there's always a reason why you shouldn't do something, there's always a reason why something won't work. Typically when someone is like that, it's usually because they have other things going on in their life that are making them feel this way. And the way that I like to see negative people is I like to see them as zombies. Because zombies were otherwise happy people. They were otherwise normal people. But then something happened in their lives that changed their perspective. Maybe something happened in their personal life. Maybe something happened at work. And it's a combination of things that suck the life out of them. And now they have turned into a zombie, and now they are out to eat everything and everyone around them. You do not want to be bitten by the zombie, because zombies are infectious. And what I mean is that negative energy is infectious. When someone is really negative all the time because of their own personal drama and the stuff that they're going through, then it makes it really easy for you to be sucked in, because you start thinking negatively. And once you start thinking negatively, you don't see things the same way. You don't see your partner the same way. You don't see your job the same way. You don't see your life the same way. And before you know it, your perception of your life is that it's hard, it's difficult. Rather than when you see things positively, you think everything is good. Like, yes, we have problems, but problems have solutions and we can find a solution. Now, we don't have enough time to go into all of this today. If you want to learn how to become a leader within your team, particularly if you're working with a difficult team, then I invite you to sign up for my free assessment on how you can become a leader within your organization and an expert in your field so that you can do meaningful work and make an impact where you are. To learn how to do this, simply sign up for this free assessment, and it will clearly lay out exactly what you need to do to progress in your career and become an amazing leader. Now, we only have a few minutes today, so I'm going to share with you as much as I can. So the big question is, how do you stay positive when you're surrounded by so much negativity and negative people? Now, the first thing to do is to not gossip. Now, I confess, because I'm always going to be real with you, from time to time, I have been guilty of being interested in gossip. If someone tells me information about someone else, I'm always like, ooh, tell me more. I love being told about other people. And that is why I love shows like Wendy Williams and Hot Topics. But one thing that I've learned over the years is that when you get interested in other people's lives and you get interested in what other people are doing wrong, sometimes you do that because you want to make yourself feel better. It kind of feels good to hear about someone that's going through a difficult time. Not because you want them to go through a difficult time, but because you feel like, oh, I guess if I'm going through a difficult time, it's not as bad as so-and-so. But I always think, what if the roles were reversed? What if someone was spreading stuff about you and it wouldn't make you feel good? It would actually really hurt your feelings, and it also really would affect your relationship with people. And one thing to do is to not participate in it. If someone wants to gossip about an employee, a manager, or whatever it is, just don't get involved in the conversation. The second thing to do is to not allow for any pity parties. If you are in a conversation with someone who is basically feeling lots of self-pity, then now is the time to exit. You know, sometimes when someone is, oh, my life sucks, my job sucks, my whatever sucks, then you have to ask yourself really a question. One is, are they depressed? Because if someone is depressed, then, you know, that is a really important thing to notice and to try and find the appropriate support for that person. And two, if they aren't depressed, then get out of there. Like, if they are just complaining and they are just, you know, feeling like everything is bad and it's not their fault, and that the world sucks and the job sucks and the manager sucks and this project sucks and this sucks and all this sort of stuff, and they're always complaining about things they don't like, just get out of that conversation. Because the longer you hear these types of words and, you know, this type of conversation, the more you'll get sucked into it. The third thing to do is to ask them for a solution. So the next time someone is talking about their issues, talking about what they think is wrong with something, ask them, okay, I understand that you are upset about this. Now, what do you propose? What shall we do? What shall we do to fix this? Because I really want this issue resolved. And if you really try and make them realize that the most important thing is that an issue gets resolved rather than, you know, someone complaining about it, then they'll start to learn that you're really not the person to talk to if they simply want to vent. And then the fourth thing you can do is to start the conversation with them by saying something positive. So if they say something like, you know, I don't really think this is a good idea because of ABC, say, yeah, I can see why you'd see that. At the same time, I also see that this could be a good idea for A, B, C, D, E, F, G reasons. And what I find interesting is that I have been in a context where I was actually talking with a colleague and we had a strong disagreement about something. Actually, we had strong disagreements about a lot of things. And it wasn't because I was being negative, it's just that we had two completely different perspectives. And what I realized was that this person was always going to be Mr. Positive. And in order for me to collaborate with this person, I actually needed to generate better ideas. It wouldn't be sufficient for me to just say that something wasn't going to work. Otherwise, this person would say, well, I think it's going to work. And the only way that I could improve the situation was to actually suggest something even better than what this person was going to do. And that always changed the conversation. And then last but not least is to be kind instead of argumentative. Now this can be a little bit challenging if you're, you know, butting heads with someone who is always negative and you also don't see things in the same way. Now is actually the time to not mirror their behavior, because the more frustrated and aggressive you are, then the more frustrated and aggressive they'll be, and you're essentially like, you know, adding fuel to the fire. What makes it easier, however, is if you focus on how you can be kind. This means how you can kind of diffuse the situation while still getting to a much better outcome. Often it's better to not try and be right. Often it's actually better to try and have a conversation and a dialogue that ends up coming to a way to resolve an issue. Anyways, that's it from me for this week. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would love to know what you think. What have you found difficult about working with someone with a negative attitude? If you want to learn how to become an expert and leader in your field, I totally invite you to sign up for my free assessment on how you can become an expert and leader in your field. To get this assessment, simply click on the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to speak to you again next week. All right, bye.